watch Core TV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to Core TV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click Core TV, leave a space, then News. Core TV News, a 24-hour news station.
Thank you so much for being patient with us on Core Digest this morning. We need to apologize for the delay before coming back on the second part of Core Digest this morning. We're talking about the road to 2015 and the Boko Haram crisis rocking Nigeria as at the moment. And of course, recently we've heard the report of Boko Haram taking over some towns and declaring Islamic caliphates in those towns. And the most recent is the Boko Haram insurgents capturing some territory in Yobe, and fierce gun battle over Bama town, a town not too far from Maiduguri in Borno State. And, you know, some years back, when this whole thing started, I think Boko Haram became popular for their dreadful act in 2009 when they started bombing public places and taking over towns and killing people in 2009. But somehow, maybe we took it for granted because this set actually came out since 2001. And we had Ali Modu Sharif saying that he banned the group in 2010, meaning it wasn't, no Nigerian thought it's a very serious issue until this bombing and maiming of life started. Many questions on the lips of Nigerians. What happened when Boko Haram started? What was the ideology with which the group started? Some have said these were thugs for politicians, and during elections they were armed by guns and all sorts of ammunition. And after elections are won, or probably you lose election, these weapons are forgotten in the hands of these thugs. And the thing is, when you have something, they say, in this part of the world, they say it is better not to have a drug, because once you have that drug, there will be need for the sickness to come. And it is the same way when you have a gun in your hand and there is nothing to use it for. It's not like you're a security agent or an army, a police officer or anything. Definitely, you find your neighbor. It could even be something as light as your neighbor threatening you, or you have an issue, a disagreement, and you want to show how powerful you are, because we're human beings, we are thirsty for power, and so you want to oppress the next person. It is normal that when you have a weapon of oppression, you want to use it for others to know how powerful you are. And we're not just talking about ordinary human beings. We're talking about people who are being driven by a particular ideology, who believe that Islamic State is the best. Whether you like it or not, there is no freedom of religion for you. They believe in a cause. Even the Muslim folks have said, these people are not part of us. And so we'll be bringing to you a breakdown of how this whole thing started, because some have linked this to politics. But after this breakdown, I know individuals will be able to decide if this is really about 2015 or this is just a crisis going round all over the world. We know about ISIS, we know about Al-Qaeda, and in Nigeria, we know about Boko Haram. Of course, we have heard about links to these other insurgents all over the world, Islamic terrorists who believe that the best thing to have is to lord a particular way of life on people. In September 2010, okay, let me start here. Since 2009, no fewer than 10,000 people have been killed in various activities spearheaded by the group. September 7, 2010, Bauchi prison break, and 720 prisoners, including 105 suspected sect members, set free. Also, in December 31st, 2010, simultaneous attacks on military barracks in Abuja and Kuru, near Jos Plateau State. April 22, 2011, Yola jailbreak, in which 14 prisoners suspected to be sect members were freed. May 29, 2011, multiple bombings in different locations in the north. So these jailbreaks, these taking over of military settlements didn't just start in 2014. We're talking about 3 years back. Question is, what were the measures put in place? Those that were put in custody, how far have the interrogations led? We heard about the mastermind of the Yaya bombing. Fine, someone was captured. Another question is, what have we been able to get from the people that have been captured? And you know, the international community waved in saying that you can't just continue keeping people in custody. You must make your investigations, and whether these people are guilty, then you should take them to court. If they're not guilty, then you should make them free people again. And the idea of putting their relatives, maybe wives or children, in custody. But the question is, at this level, are we thinking about human rights, or we're thinking about saving our nation? Are we not at a point where you choose between observing or respecting human rights and doing what the military of Nigeria feels is best for Nigeria? And again, do we really believe in the military? Do even our soldiers believe that we can win this war? Because that goes a long way in determining whether for real we are ready to win this battle. Because if I am put in charge to fight insurgents and I do not even believe in the strength of the military, Nigerian military, then the battle is as good as lost. Again, another of the attack came in June 16, 2011, bombing of the Nigeria Police headquarters in Abuja. June 26, 2011, bombing of a beer parlor in Maiduguri, in which 25 people died and 12 others severely injured. It didn't stop there. August 12, 2011, killing of prominent Muslim cleric Liman Bana. And of course, that had a repeat when Muhammadu Buhari, during what was that again? The Muslim festival, when Muslims were together and a cleric was supposed to deliver a message and his convoy was hit. We know how he escaped death by the whiskers. So it didn't just start in 2014. These had a similarity in August 12, 2011. And we had August 26, 2011, bombing of the United Nations House in Abuja. 23 persons were killed and 129 others injured. In November 2011, attack on the convoy of Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima on his return trip from abroad. And we have coordinated bombing and shooting attacks on police facilities in Potiskum and Damaturu, Yobe State, claimed 150 lives. December 25, 2015, on Christmas Day, multiple bomb attacks killed dozens, including 35 worshippers at St. Theresa Catholic Church, Madala, Suleja. And we had second explosion hit a church in just killing a policeman. On the same day, we had 2 attacks on centers in Damaturu and another in Gadaka, Yobe State, claiming 4 lives. Adding this number of lives together, you can begin to imagine how many lives have been lost to these insurgents. There is where we're going with this information that we have. January 20, 2012, the Kano bombings. February 8, 2012, suicide bombing at the Army headquarters in Kaduna. February 16, 2012, prison break in central Nigeria, 130 prisoners released. April 26, 2012, simultaneous bomb attacks on This Day newspaper and Sun offices in Abuja and Kaduna. June 3, 2012, 15 churchgoers killed in Bauchi. June 17, 2012, suicide bombing attacks on 3 churches in Kaduna claimed lives of 100 worshippers. So these numbers have continued. It's only baffling that it was with the abduction of over 200 girls that Nigerians begin to raise alarm. The question is, what has happened to us since 2011? Some people would say, okay, you cannot leave all of the blames at the doorstep of the government or the president. What have we been doing? Probably if we had started this campaign since 2010, probably the situation wouldn't have been worse than this, because some still believe that it was the Bring Back Our Girls campaign that brought the international community to give attention to what is happening in Nigeria. Probably if we had been more proactive, probably Nigeria would have been halfway out of this. Then you remember that recently, an Australian negotiator, Stephen Davis, is saying that there are some sponsors of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Could it be the reason why? And, you know, with the mention of names, we had the former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif, named as a sponsor. According to Stephen Davis, he was identified by members of these insurgent groups. And we had Ihe Jerika, a former chief of army staff. Could it be the reason why they are just named? It has not been confirmed. They have not been prosecuted. So we're saying ifs. Could it be the reason if there are internal members of the government as at the time this insurgency started being involved in the dealings of this demented set of people? Could that be the reason we've not found solution? And you remember when these international communities came to offer help to Nigeria, we were all hopeful. It seemed as if within a week these girls were coming out, but we saw these international communities drawing back and accusing the Nigerian military of trust issues, that there are members of the Nigerian military who are not even loyal, who are patronizers of Boko Haram insurgency. And now with these two highly placed people in the Nigerian community being accused of being sponsors of Boko Haram, first, what should the government be doing at this time? What should be happening to these people if it were to be in other climes? Fine, Ali Modu Sharif has come out to say, I have nothing to hide, I have nothing to fear. Put me before any panel and I'm going to defend myself. But we've not heard so much from Ihe Jerika, and the All Progressives Congress has come out to say that prosecute these people. But in response, Ali Modu Sharif is saying, why are you speaking out now? Is it because I left the All Progressives Congress to PDP? Is that why you're now saying that I should be prosecuted? But another question is, was it known when it was in APC that it was identified as a sponsor of Boko Haram, where information's around and people were not letting Nigerians know? We'll take what Ali Modu Sharif said in a press conference, saying how he has lost his own brother and other political associates to the atrocities of Boko Haram. We'll take that report now and we'll be back in the studio to give more information about what is happening in the nation as at the moment as it concerns insurgency in Nigeria.
Because of this, they were driven by the desire of vengeance against me and my family and political associates. From the casualties among my relations and political associates, it is evident that I suffer a considerable loss on the crisis. Among those killed directly in my family are my younger brother, same mother, same father with me, by Boko Haram, Alhaji Goni Mustafa Sharif, former chairman of our party, the ANPP then in the state, who is also my cousin, Alhaji Awagana Ngana. All my friends, close associates, were called in cool blood by this terrorist group. My candidate for the 2009-2011 governorship election, Alhaji Modu Fannami Gobiao, was also killed.
Okay, that was the former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif, defending himself as against what the Australian negotiator has said. Stephen Davis saying that he is a main sponsor of Boko Haram. That is what this man has said. And could all this actually be in anticipation of the general elections in 2015? Could these killings and maiming of lives be as a result of power tussle in 2015? Another thing we should be looking at is this is not the only country where we have these kind of challenges. Just yesterday, we had President of the United States of America, Barack Obama, in a press briefing saying that United States would not be threatened. You know, the second journalist has been beheaded by Sunni extremists, and they were not only beheaded, they were put on the internet. So this is not the only country being threatened by this kind of movement. So could we still, looking at other countries where these things are happening, we have the ISIS, we have Al-Qaeda, and here we have the Boko Haram insurgents. Could it really be for 2015 elections? Because if it's for 2015 elections, then what excuse do we have for other of such ideologies moving all over the world and trying to establish an Islamic caliphate? Of course, we had a broadcast from the Boko Haram camp declaring Islamic caliphates in some northern towns of the country. And the recent one was in Toro local government area in Bauchi State, where 2 policemen were killed and their guns were taken over. The question is, how long more do we do this? When is this whole thing coming to an end? And is it true that if there is a power change in 2015, this whole thing will die down? These are many questions begging for answers, and we pray that as the whole events unfold, to get positive responses. And when I say positive responses, it means that we're expecting that this whole thing dies down very soon. We're expecting that Nigeria will become this challenge of Boko Haram insurgency. And not just that, the Ebola virus is there too. It's a challenge for Nigeria. And I hope that if we Nigerians can take up responsibility, just like the governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, was saying that a particular doctor was on suicide mission. This attitude of, I know I have this disease, but I'm not going down alone, I must infect other people, is not necessary. Because if you think about the future of your own children, then you'd know that that kind of mentality is not necessary. Then do not take any preventive measures for granted. The government has been on sensitization for quite a while now. Wash your hands often with soap. If you do not have access to water and soap, then use hand sanitizer. And you should know that it's not just any type of sanitizer. It has to have 60% of alcohol in it for it to be effective. Then if you have a loved one who died of Ebola, touching the person or taking the person away from cremation is not the best way to show you love the person, because the person is dead already. So in order not to infect yourself, because it is only when you're alive you can be responsible to this nation, Nigeria. And I will end on this note saying God bless Nigeria, because I still do believe strongly in the country. Thank you so much for watching. I am Ebulomo Adekunle.